Hello, everyone. Football Friday has arrived. Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast, Sean Higgs, Matt Fargo in the house, talking some, what is this, week 7 NFL college football? I mean, holy cow. Where's the time gone here with this?
Right.
Listen, we're going to get to a bunch of free picks here for you, talk about some games, give out some sides or totals. We'll see where it goes chat-wise as well. In baseball, we got two games going today, wherever we're at here on the Winner Circle YouTube channel. But listen, like, share, subscribe, notification bell on. You want to know when the live show is? 1:30 Eastern, live every Friday. Free picks, college football, NFL, 7 days a week. Me, Matt, Doug, Chip, Brian, Kevin, and I do some free picks. Chip Trimmets, the Vegas Legends on the weekends. More free picks. There's shorties. We got you covered. Put that notification bell on. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of the freebies that we roll out here. Of course, our top plays, our premium action, gamblersworld.net. That's where you go for all the top things. Listen, free is great. We want to win all of our free stuff, but again, free's we can eat for free every day. There's plenty of garbage cans on the side when you're walking into CVS. You can go in there and pick out something to eat, but wouldn't you rather just take $20 out of your pocket and walk across the street to the Chipotle or Culver's or wherever the hell you want to get something to eat at? Free's great. Premium's a little bit better. And a little bit better, I mean, you're eating out of a garbage can as opposed to a restaurant. Pretty simple. I don't know. Maybe that's a little too gruff of a free pick to a premium pick side off, because I do use free pick as premium pick sometimes, man. They do get the call here. They do make it onto my agenda. Like we talked about a couple games this week that I do have plays on. Here.
I wouldn't call our free picks garbage cans, though. That's a little.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a little too. Well, listen, we're 21-22. So right now, that is not good. I'm going to be honest. I'm good. Listen, I say when we win and we're doing well and all this stuff. So if it's not doing good, it's 21-22. It's minus 380 college football. We got to do better. Come on. We got to. We'll be all right. We'll be all right.
Yep.
Wait for my favorite YouTube channel. We are here, Mark. We are here. Mark is running a little bit late. He'll be here. Nature Boy's in the house. Let's listen. We're going to start with a little MLB. I know it's Football Friday, but your Jays tied up here 2-2. Dodgers looking to close things out there. Toronto to come in and sweep on the road, possibly, yes. Yeah. I would look at this if I don't have anything on this game. I had the over yesterday. I like there as a free play that actually cashed for the Twitter world. Had the Dodgers as a premium. But the way they're hitting here, I would look at more of a run line plus 150 as opposed to laying on. Right? I mean, if they're going to win, they're going to keep hitting. Right? I mean, would you rather do a 150 or a minus 120 with your guys?
Yeah, I think you're right with the run line. I mean, if they're going to win, they're not going to win a 1-0 game. They're going to win another 12-5 game or whatever, So 100% agree with that. They got handcuffed the first 2 games. I don't know if it was, nerves. Maybe they just, I don't know. I have no explanation how they can go from, scoring hardly anything to putting up what they put up the last 2 games. And I think it keeps going. Baseball is a game of momentum, and when you play back-to-back days, you can keep that momentum going. And I might be a little homer boy, but I think they keep it going. And I agree with you. If I'm going to play it, I'll play that run line for sure.
Like game 3, I took Seattle. I'm like, you know what? Toronto hasn't really hit much. The bullpen has been shaky. We'll take Seattle at home there. Didn't get done. The Blue Jays explode. Just what you saw the last 2 games, it would be a Blue Jay run line play for me there.
Yeah.
2-2 in that series. Brewers, Dodgers. I had Dodgers run line last night. I'll tell you, I got them on the site today. Dodgers run line again. The Brewers can't score run. You're not going to win games 1-0. That's nice if you think you're going to win games 1-0 every time you take the field. You're probably going to lose 7 out of 10. You're not going to win 7 out of 10 going 1-0. And that's, if you're scoring a run, I don't like your chances. And Are we hoping for them to break out here? That's what we're saying, right? Now they score 2 and win 2-1. I'd rather lose with the Dodgers on their own line than think, yeah, Brewers are going to get one because they won 98 games or whatever the hell they won during the regular season.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, the Dodgers team, like we talked about all baseball season long, that they were overvalued all year. They were banged up. The pitchers, especially the starters, were hurt, and now they're fully healthy. And I mean, they're right now they're unbeatable. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, the Phillies lost because of an error, but I don't think they would have won that series anyways. And just trying to outscore this team right now is next to impossible. I mean, right now, 1 through 9, they're just bashing it.
Let's move on to last night. Rodgers, Flacco. I'm not shocked at the way that game played out. We did a little prop show the other day. We talked about, me and you did a show. We talked about taking Cincinnati there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They got it done there. Nice win for us there to chop away 16-17 with our NFL free picks here. Again, not total garbage. The garbage can is not knocked over and spilling and causing rats to come and eat everything. But we're 16-17 now. We're down $1.80 here with this show pending and stuff like that. We'll try to get these back on track. I am not shocked at the Cincy win. I think we talked about that. You got a veteran guy in there, comes in, good talent around him. You got a nice win. And there's nothing I can really take away from it. I was not shocked by the outcome. I was more shocked that Pittsburgh was favored by 5.5 as opposed to a field goal. You think, all right, he's got a week and a half to prepare. Pittsburgh has a little bit of an edge on a shorter week, but that game played out as I thought it would. Nothing really surprised me. What about you?
Same thing. I had Cincinnati as a premium last night, and like we talked about it, that Flacco, was in the quarterback room for less than a week, and he played really well against Green Bay. And even though it was a short week, he had a good rapport with everyone. I didn't expect him to put up 340 or something like that. Like, just insane numbers. Like, he just looks so comfortable. It's a brand new system for him, but he's just a savvy veteran. And whether they can make a push for the division, I think they can actually. If that defense can somehow get better. I mean, they didn't play great last night, but luckily the offense bailed them out. I think they got 2 good
receivers with you. What's up, Mark? Marc Lawrence joining the show.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Not too bad. Terrific. We're just talking about the Bengal game last night. We weren't shocked. We both had the Bengals there we liked, and not surprising that they pulled that out in my eyes. Flacco, veteran guy, good talent around them at the receiver position. And anything stick out with you that one last night or no?
I think, like you guys, I wasn't all that surprised. I think there's a pattern that's developed here with Joe Flacco that when he lands on a new team, everything is good for the first 2 or 3 weeks. And then the interceptions start getting up with him, and he's back on the pines. So it was a good shot in the arm for Cincinnati. He didn't turn the ball over. If he can continue to keep doing that, Cincinnati can be maybe a player in their division. But I know what Flacco's tendencies are. He'll end up probably costing himself a job somewhere down the line.
Yeah, Mike Tom was now 2-10 on Thursday night.
Oh, nice.
2-10 on a short week, and then includes 0-7 in a divisional road game.
Oh my!
I think I said on one of the shows in the beginning of the week, I told you, I said I took Cincy, Matt. I don't know if I told you when we were doing the game the other day, -2.5 versus the Jets next week. And after that performance, we got 4.5s on the board here.
Well, there you
Yep.
go. But what happens when the Jets win Sunday? Does it go back to 2.5?
Right, exactly.
Well, that's. I mean, here's the thing with the Jets, and we'll jump right into that game. Let's we'll talk about some football. We got some baseball stuff in the chat here. Nature Boys had the Islanders yesterday. I can't get into hockey, and he says the Mariners to send the Bluebirds home. Yes, well they're going to go home with them. They'll just fly home on different flights because that is a 7-game series, so they need another one in that one. Yeah, Dodgers are just cruising. That's it. They played their little everybody's hurt during the year. We'll get ready for the playoffs, and this is where the depth of their money come into play here. But here we go, Jets. Let's get into this Jet game here against Carolina. Open up as a fave, 2.5 point mark. Now they're a dog off of arguably the worst quarterback game in the history of sports, probably, right? I mean, like 0 yards passing. The guy, every time I looked up on the thing, the guy was getting sacked, Justin Fields, which is bizarre for a guy who just takes off and can run for 40 yards. Sacked on every other play. Carolina, I mean, it's a point, whatever. Do you trust Carolina to lay a point here? I'm with you. Like, yeah, when the Jets win here, everybody's going to give up on the Jets. You're never as bad as you look. You're never as great, as infallible as you look. Tell me how the Jets win this one 36-30 on Sunday.
How about they win 14-13 on Sunday?
14-13, a lot of back to the ugliness.
I like the ugly dog here. When you get to this stage of the season, these winless teams end up becoming real nice point spread proposition plays when they dress up as dogs, especially at home. And the buy sign for me was the Jets in their last game against Denver. They held them to a season low. 296 yards. So while it appears that Aaron Glenn still continues to have that deer in the headlights look, there's still some talent on the Jets here, and I think it'll surface against a team like Carolina, who on the road laying points is probably not in their DNA.
Again, it's a lone 1.5 here, and I want to take the Jets. I've had the Jets several times this year. Several times. I thought a lot of their games, low spreads, 1.5, 2s. So Dallas game was the same kind of thing, got up to 3. This one is definitely a hold your nose kind of one here. But on the flip side, it's not because everything points to just taking them after that outing, Matt, right? I mean, like, come on, Vargas. It's the Jets are winning this one just based on how bad they were. How the NFL plays out.
Right. And the one thing is, like, playing Denver has the number 1 sack rate percentage in the NFL. I think it's 13.7%. Carolina's dead last at 2.6%. So I don't think Justin Fields is going to get sacked 9 times this Sunday. I would be surprised if he doesn't get sacked at all. So if he can get going with his legs, and unfortunately Wilson is out, but if they can get the running game going, just to set up the passing game, I think they'll be fine, and I think they can definitely win this game all right. Carolina's been a favorite. How many times since 2021? I think 10 times. How many times have they won? 0.
Was that Carolina?
Jets?
Carolina, yep.
Listen, you get the Jets at plus 105, or do you want or do we want the 1.5 for the show? I'm always inclined to take the 1.5 because I'll rather, I can see them losing by a point here, right? I mean, this is a spot where 1.5 might actually be worth it as opposed to a money line play. Miss field goal or something at the end of the game. Like that, Cincinnati has a shot to go to score a touchdown there with 20 seconds left, and instead Higgins slides. There's no guarantees that's a chip shot field goal. And then the best part is Flacco runs the ball back like 10 yards too. He's like trying to kneel down and he's losing another 15 yards. Punch it in and say, you know what? All right, you march down the field and score a touchdown on us in 20 seconds. Why wouldn't you? I understand you don't want to leave time on the clock. But we've seen guys, how many missed field goals and blocked field goals have we seen in the last couple of weeks to do that?
Exactly. And when you say that, like if there's like a minute left, sure, slide, go ahead. I get it. 20 seconds, take the
and
sure
no
thing.
Timeouts.
Take the sure thing. Definitely.
No timeouts left. And again, this is getting back to taking the Jets at plus 1.5 because, who knows? Well, I'm going to make it a show pick. It's definitely a get out the clothespin game here, as Mark would say, right? We got to definitely hold the nose and probably close our eyes too and just kind of go with our gut plays of how we see these games play out over our years of betting football where –
Yeah, grab a Kleenex for your watering eyes too also.
Well, you don't got to watch it, thank goodness. Back in the old days, you just go down the corner bar and they'd roll out the satellite dish and put on CBS West Coast Channel 2 and you'd have a different game on or something. Remember those days? You go down to the old corner spot. They'd have the big dish. I want CBS 2 West on one channel, and then I have my local New York channel on the other. I have 2 games going. That was high tech back in the day, folks. You have no idea what you spoiled rotten children with direct TV and games on every channel.
I remember we would duke the barmaid just to let us have control of the remote control so that we could turn the channels on that we wanted to watch. She liked it and we loved it. So it was kind of a neat thing working in our favor that way. But that was going way back when, right?
Right. I mean, that was early 90s. I remember being working in a restaurant on Sunday mornings. I'd get in at 10 o'clock, set up, get ready for lunch or whatever. No one really coming for lunch. It was a dinner place, but you'd have your guys in there and you have, because we'd be betting, we'd have our little sheets, and then the one TV on one side of the bar was CBS 2 West, and the other one was the local channel, and the other one was a third game that we just had on because it was a different game. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. That's one official there for the show here with the Jets. We got Raiders. Gavin says 12.5, too many points versus Kansas City here. I don't know. Again, you want to take the Raiders. Double-digit phase. We know you don't make money long-term laying double digits in the NFL. All that being said, the last couple weeks with Kansas City, what I've seen is, again, I kind of didn't like them versus the Ravens, and then Lamar gets hurt, and that kind of got out of the way. I did have Detroit and Kansas City. There's no penalties called, so they had a good little game there. The fact that they're getting all these kind of guys back, your Worthies, your Brown, and they're kind of healthy, I wouldn't mind laying it here. I think this is kind of shifting back to, as good as their defense is with the Chiefs and has been over the last couple of years, you have healthy guys like Schuster, like Juju. You got guys who actually were productive players on other teams. They just hadn't been healthy. These guys are healthy now. I think this turns into, your Kansas City of pre-COVID, where they're putting up 30-some points a game. I'd tell you to lay it here, honestly, Gavin. I like the Chiefs. I know we're probably going to disagree on this one in the show on this one with the panel, but I would lay the Chiefs. I'm buying the Chiefs, and I think a Super Bowl ticket would be worth a shot if it's anything worthwhile for you right now.
Matt, which way are you going?
I would pick the Raiders, only because, number one, obviously divisional game. Mahomes is 36-2 straight up when favored by more than a touchdown, but he's only 13-24-1 against the number. So he doesn't really cover the big spreads much. That's the only concern in this one. And yeah, they're getting Rice back, and the number keeps going up. It's up to I saw it's up to 12 now, right? 12. It's even 12.5 in some places. So I think with the everybody's talking about Rashid Rice coming back this week. I think everybody's gonna be on Kansas City because of that. They're gonna think that this team's gonna be unstoppable this week, and I'm not so sure about that.
It's not just Rice, so you're Worthy, Brown. Come on, I don't know. Kansas City. I'm reborn on KC after being down on the last 2 years. Go ahead, Mark. I'm sorry to cut you off.
I say I'll break the tie here, and I'm going to take the points with Matt in the game here as well, for a couple of reasons. Number one, I don't think the Raiders are getting any love at all for what their defense is doing so far this football season. If you look at their body of work, their last 5 games, they've held 3 opponents to season-low yards. That means they haven't quit, raised the white flag, or anything like that, and they won't quit against a division rival like Kansas City here at all. I don't believe that to be the case. The other thing is, Kansas City is now the hot team everybody wants again. Patrick Mahomes is the MVP favorite. A month ago, you couldn't have given them away. But right now, because they're on the win scheme here, everybody wants Kansas City here. This is when these big, ugly dogs bark. I'll take the big, ugly dog in the Raiders.
I'm not shocked. I was going to be on an island alone here with KC, with you two gents. I get it. Again, with this Kansas City, it's to me, as much I've been down on them the last couple of years, and it's not even really Rice. It's more of, Worthy's been healthy, Brown's been healthy, Juju, Pachenko, Hunt. It just seems like that team is finally grinding back into form offensively. And again, yeah, it's what we saw last weekend. They beat who they beat. They beat the Ravens and the Lions, two pretty good teams, and you got this lowly Vegas squad coming into town. By the way, 13s, fellas, at 411 and Pinnacle on this game. 12s everywhere else. 13s at those two joints, and they're two of the, at least I think, more respected books out there, and they got them at a 13 spot. So there is that. John wants me to put the Chiefs in as that's definitely not going to come in as a show pick. That big one like that. That's not happening. That's not going to happen.
I think Matt and I won't allow that, Sean.
We can't. I mean, we can have a favorite in here. We get a favorite posted sometimes. That's our problem. Yes. Double-digit fave. That is definitely a no-no there. We'll hop over to some college footies here. Bama 8 over Tennessee. Spread's going up. Public's on Tennessee. Of course you're on Tennessee because you got a top 10 team or whatever that to rank. People see the rankings and say, oh boy, I got to take the points here with these guys. I don't know. This kid from Bama, 15, 16 touchdowns, 1 interception on the year. And Tennessee, how's Tennessee look, Mark? I don't think they've looked all that great. I mean, and I'll add a C on this to go to Mark because 44-41 Tennessee against Georgia, 34, whatever it was, 31 or against Arkansas last week. Didn't look that great against a bad defense there. Ole Miss or Mississippi State, I'm sorry, they played against, gave up points. And now you have Bama in a revenge spot because you beat them in Knoxville last year. I'm not a DeBoer guy, but this team, maybe it took a while to get his kind of guys in there because he's a passer instead of a defensive rush guy like Saban was. And get on him because they're, look at this, DoorDashers delivering food at 1:30 in the morning. He's not a strict coach. He's a player's kind of coach. Well, after that Florida State game, they pretty much responded in kind and been rolling. Big number. I think it's right where it should be though with the -8 mark. What do you think?
Well, I'm always first look for me is for a good quality dog winning team that could possibly win the game. And I looked long and hard at Tennessee and just could not pull the trigger here. This is an Alabama football team that their body of work this year closely resembles a Nick Saban football team. I know they laid the egg in the first game of the season at Florida State, but everything else they've done this year has been terrific on the defensive side of the football. And that's where Saban made all his money, got all of his wins on the defensive side of the football. When Alabama went into a bowl game, you look at their work for the whole season, their 12 games, they held 10 of those opponents to season low yardage marks. Right now, they've held everybody except 2 teams to season low yardage marks. One of them had a second low. This defense is cooking for Alabama right now. And at this price, not having to lay a double digit, I'll side with Alabama.
And listen, this is the Alabama team I thought I took in week 1 at 13.5, and the line goes up to 17, 18, whatever. This is what I thought I'd be getting, how Alabama's been. Matt, we might have people like a favorite. We might get one here. Come on. Where you at?
Yeah, I didn't touch it, but, yeah, I think Alabama would be the side here. You brought up the revenge aspect of it, and Mark brought up the defense. The Alabama offense, they're number 7 in EPA, in offensive EPA this year. And this is against the number 2 ranked schedule. And if you look at Tennessee, what they've done on defense, remember last year their defense was unreal. I don't know what happened this year. 31, 34, 24, 44 last 4 games. That defense
could be call, Matt, about how the Tennessee defense has gone MIA. Real good.
Yeah, right. Yep. Yeah, Simpson could have a feel that he's been having a great year, and I agree. Is he the Heisman favorite now? He's one of the favorites. I know that.
He's got to be up there with. He's got to be because Oregon lost, so he's got to be at the top now, or near the top, or bunch with somebody.
He's got to be. I haven't looked at him since last week, but yeah, Alabama's definitely the side here. If I was to play it, anything under double digits is totally worth it in my opinion.
Official show pick on Alabama minus a 8.5. I'm gonna. Is it down to 8 here? Let me just double check this. I'm going over the Odds Logic stream. Where's this at for Saturday night?
There's some 8s out there, yeah.
We did. Yeah, there's some 8s. We did a show. Doug Upstone, Alex Warren, and myself. We agreed on Alabama. It was 8.5 that day. There are some 8s now, But you know what? We're going to put out -8 because one could be a push and one could be a loser or whatever the case may be. Two different lines. We're going in. Bama -8. There you go. There you go. Bama -8. Our first college football selection here for the show. 21-22. Mark, I was saying before the show, I said, the free picks have been like eating out of a garbage can as opposed to getting the premiums and having a restaurant. But 21-22 is not terrible for the first couple weeks. I said we'll get back on track. Last week we were 3-2. I expect more to say this week. 3-2. We take that out over the course of a season, 100 games. That's 60%. People should be happy with that, and we will be in the plus money by the time we get into the November action here the next couple weeks. Let's see what we got going here next up. We got any comments for anything? Thoughts on Tulane? Is that tonight, the Tulane game? Who's Tulane got? Now we got an Army. Army in Tulane. The Black Knights catching 10 points. I got really nothing on Tulane here. They did not get a circle or any mark on my little sheet here. Would I probably lean Army just because they run the ball and can control the clock and pull out a miracle like they did at Kansas State? But I got nothing official here. Fargo, you got anything? What do you like on this one? Anything?
No, I have nothing on it. I'd be a little concerned with Army just with the way they played last week against a really bad Charlotte team. They won 24-7. Granted, Charlotte backdoored the cover in the final seconds, but this offense isn't what it was last year. They've put up 6 points against ECU, 31 against a very bad UAB team, and 24 against a very bad Charlotte team. And now Tulane. Tulane's playing well. Their defense, they're number 33 in EPA on the defensive side. It's a big number to lay. Arm, they'll try to control the ball by running, which that's their mantra. So, if I had to play a side, I would probably take the points. That's just my nature. But I'm definitely steering clear of this game.
I'm going to steer clear of it as well, guys. I think this is a non-mentioned game for us here. I think, Matt, we had to drag Army out of him as a pick. If you had to drag him out of me, I'd probably say Tulane, but with no conviction whatsoever. And we would leave the tiebreaker to you, Sean. But the bottom line is I don't think it matters because this is not a play.
Yeah, I would just take the points. But again, 10 points to a team like a Service Academy team, it looks good because you think you're going to run the ball and control the clock and it's triple option, all that nonsense. It's just a pass. This is never thought about it more. I wouldn't know where to go. I can make arguments from both sides. We all just, we got different thoughts on it. Just pass. Again, if you like it, you bet it. Don't rely on us. You're ready to move on this game before you asked us our opinion. You got 3 different ones, and mine's not even one. Mine's just a total blah to it. So there's that. Now, I could get into opinion on this game here, fellas. John Putnam. Pats and the Titans, any thoughts? I got to say this one, not that, a revenge tour type game, but a coach going against his old squad. I can 100% get behind blowout fashion here for the Patriots. It was 6. It is 7. Why do I feel that Mr. Lawrence is going to be like home dogs in the NFL in these situations, catching a touchdown more? He's going to kind of get me off it. I don't care. I think this guy is going to go in there laughing and be like, you got rid of me. You thought I was a bad coach, and the clown you brought in is absolutely terrible. I got more wins this year than this guy's got in 2 years total. I'm going to show you what kind of coach I am with my second-year quarterback and come in and beat your brains in. I like the Patriots a lot.
I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm going to leave Tennessee alone here. I think they've got the plague, and I don't think we need to be walking around with the plague these days. The only thing I don't like is the number. I think you're having to pay a premium to back Mike Vrabel in an obvious situation. Let's get out here and win one for the Gipper. but I don't think Tennessee can do anything about it. That's what I'm concerned about. They're bare naked statistically this football season here. And I just don't – if I play the game, put a gun to my head, I'll play the Patriots. And that's not like me to lay points on the road in the NFL, but this is a home dog I just cannot get behind.
Mark's been rolling for 40-plus years doing the playbook and this stuff, and he's telling you I'd lay 7 with a road favorite in the NFL. Take that for what it's worth. He can't really stand behind that. That would ruin his whole image for a lifetime by saying that's a official play. But you see here, there, Patriots, that's 2 for 2. Fargo, come on. You know you're going to be on him with us.
I'm going to be opposite of you guys. Yeah. Tennessee is a very ugly dog, but I would be on them. It's more of a situational play than anything. I get the Vrabel revenge angle 100%. But this is the Patriots' 3rd straight road game. Teams that have won the first 2 on the road have gone 15-27 straight up in the third road game. And Tennessee's coming off 3 straight road games, and they get the coach bump. I think they're going to play with a little more inspiration. I think it's too many points, so I would take Tennessee. But if you guys want to use New England as a show play, I would not be opposed.
It's not unanimous, and I'm glad you said Tennessee, because it couldn't become unanimous then.
Again, good spot with the 3 roadies. I mean, that is something NFL. You usually don't get a lot of that, 3 straight roadies in the NFL. Again, Matt's gonna say take the ugly dog, hold the nose play, and maybe they hang tough here. They're back home in Tennessee. The coach is gone. He was part of the problem. We're gonna find out 1:00 on Sunday, bright and early for you to see how everything's going.
Callahan was what was he 5-20 against the number? That's unheard of.
It's bad.
That's unreal.
Yeah, I think he was like he only had like four or five straight up wins while he was there. So, he was obviously not ready. Coach's son looked like he had some pedigree, but no head coaching experience, and Tennessee really paid the price.
Yeah.
Yep.
John says, I skipped a couple to get to this one. Clemson SMU line down from 9.5, 10 to a 5. Yeah, this is 100% Klubnik news here. Nothing other than that. And that's, college football quarterback goes out. Heisman kind of quarterback. I don't know what the backup situation looks like there. I'm a little worried if you're a Clemson backer early at a 8, 9, 10 range. You might be in a little trouble. Any guys got any word on the backup situation? How's the ankle for him? You think he's going to play and tomorrow the line shoots back up because he's in the game?
Well, he's had a really disappointing season. He was a Heisman Trophy front runner before the season began.
Yeah,
he's played himself out of that position here. He's likely not to get there even when he comes back. And if Clemson wins every game, I still don't think he'll be in the talk. And there's always an adage, per se, that the backup players on these college football teams were the star athletes in their high school, and they were all state performers. So whoever this backup quarterback is jonesing to take the snap here for Clemson. And it also is a little bit of what you would call rally around the quarterback type situation, where the starting quarterback goes out, the backup quarterback comes in, and the team rallies around that backup quarterback. I think there's value to Clemson for this number here.
Even at the 5, okay. All right. Matt, what do you think?
Yeah, I think there's 100% value in this number now. I don't know the backup situation either, but as Mark mentioned, Clemson hasn't really had that every year anyway. And the way the Clemson defense is playing right now, that is where the value comes into play. Only winning by 5, they could shut SMU out. SMU is not the team they were last year.
They're not prolific, no.
Yeah.
Nope. And I think the Clemson defense steps up, and I think there's a ton of value at the 5 right now. So I would definitely lay it.
Rutgers, Mar wants to know, Rutgers 17.5 yesterday for him. It's 17 right now. Oregon comes in. Is the bubble burst? I don't know about that. You could lose games nowadays with the expanded playoffs, but lose it at home there. I had Oregon last week. I was like, you know what, Indiana, I thought the years of recruiting discrepancies over the years would eventually rear its ugly head for Indiana. They'd get caught late, Oregon pulling away. No, did not happen. Do I want to take a Rutgers team plus 17 at home? I mean, you got 3 scores in your pocket here to start, Mark. I understand. Listen, 17 and a half. You could still find a 17 and a half as well. I could make a case just based on the bad game, the travel, West Coast to East Coast, and Rutgers sitting here at home after, go back-to-back road games in the Big Ten. I don't know if I get to the window on it, though, but I do like Rutgers. And who knows? This, depending on what everybody thinks here, this might be a pick. We'll see. We'll see if we're on the same wavelength.
Well, you've got, 3 different time zones here involved in the football game as well. And you mentioned about the bubble burst and the fact that maybe it's not as prevalent as it used to be because of the expansion of the college football playoff, but indeed it is still prevalent. Just given the fact where Oregon was last week, they were in the driver's seat to have one of the 4 byes in the opening round of the playoffs. And unless they go perfect going out, they will not be one of the top 4 seeds in the playoff this football season. They're going to have to win this game, everything in the Big Ten playoff to possibly do that. But I think there's an effect in their mind mentally about this bubble burst, and it kind of caught them by surprise here. I really, really liked Indiana in that game last week. Not that it's over and it won and yada, 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 and all that type of things, because I think Indiana's the real deal this year. And Oregon was kind of like rolling, and everybody was afraid of the Ducks, the mighty Ducks, and so forth and whatnot. But they got a little bit of a comeuppance in that football game last week, and I still think the loss will linger in this football game. And Rutgers is a tough little type of a football team that nobody wants to have to play. And you got 2,500 miles of travel here for them to get up for this football game. Give me the points with Rutgers. 3
straight losses for Rutgers. Matt, now they're home, catching again 17 and a half. I'm with Mark on this on Rutgers here. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that. The travel is the big part of it. Going back to last year when the Big Ten expanded, I don't have the numbers, but I know the East Coast teams going west and vice versa have really struggled, and I think Oregon will struggle here. Coming off that loss, I think they'll be a little down. 17 and a half is a big number to be laying when you have to travel all the way across country like that. They can still win, which I expect them to. I don't expect them to win by that much, though. The big concern is the Rutgers defense. That is the only issue. They're number 123 in defensive EPA, which clearly not good of 136 teams. And we know what Oregon can do on offense. So that is the only concern. But it's a night game, which is good. It would be great for Jersey. I would take the points for sure.
There we go. Rutgers makes the
board
cut.
Nice.
So here we go. There you go. You get another one here. Rutgers. I'm going to make a little banner here, so I'll be able to punch them up at the end of the show for everybody to see. So that's what I'm doing right now. All right. Next up, let's I jumped around a little bit there. Look at this game. Appalachian State and Coastal Carolina. How does this one make the list? What time is this game going up? Appalachian State, Carolina, 3:30. Appalachian State minus 10.5, total 48.5 versus the Chanticleers, who, much like Liberty, have not been coaching change comes along, and these teams do not look like their old selves for sure. Thoughts on the Sun Belt, Fun Belt action? Anybody?
I just wonder how this game even made the conversation. It's not that I want to knock on anybody here, but this is not a marquee game. Even in the Sun Belt Conference, it's not a marquee game. You had Coastal Carolina struggling for most of the year. They've shown a little bit of improvement here of late here. I mean, coming off 2 wins in their last 3 football games, but they were being pushed all around the field in the middle part of their football season here. It's really, really difficult for me. I don't like laying points like this with Appalachian State, but the mountain might help. I'm going to completely beg out of this football game.
Matt Fargo, thoughts?
I'm not a fan of Coastal. They beat ULM last week 23-8, but they only outgained them 378 to 315. So it wasn't really as dominant as the final score indicated. I haven't been sold on this team all year. Let me go back to see who they're blown out by East Carolina early. They beat South Alabama, who you just saw Tuesday night get blown out. Or no, they didn't get blown out. They only lost by 1. Never mind. But they still lost. They should have won. They're 1-6 now. Got rolled by Old Dominion, and they beat ULM. But like I said, it was closer than the final score indicates. So I think it's a big game for App State. They're on a 2-game winning streak, so I would lay it.
Yeah. Beat Oregon State, and then Appy here. I'd lean to the dog, I think, here. I'd lean dog.
That's fair.
I'd lean dog.
That's fair.
Sounds like we can lean right out of this game without having to
we're not getting,
right.
It's a wacky 1.5 for sure. Wacky 1.5. So let's get back at some NFL action.
It is a revenge game for App State too. I just noticed. Coastal won last year 38-24. So they might have this game circled.
They've won a few in a row here. A couple, 2 in a row for them? Getting their season on track. Eagles 2.5. I got 125 money line on Wednesday. This is an easy, simple cap for me when I look at this one. They're off an embarrassing loss to the Giants as a 6-7 point road fave on Thursday night. Totally manhandles from the first snap to the final second ticking off the clock. You're sitting around stewing, and now you get Minnesota. Okay, Carson Wentz. I mean, is this like a revenge game for Carson Wentz? It's Eagles or nothing for me here. Fire me up. Tell me why the Eagles are a bad play, Mark.
Well, I think they're a bad play for a couple of reasons, Sean. Here, in fact, I like Minnesota pretty good in this football game. You're taking a look at home dog in Minnesota. That's a really quality football team. They had won 14 games last year. They haven't taken a lot of steps backwards this football season. And everybody is all over Minnesota because they're defending Super Bowl champion who has played like SHIT this year. Not only just the fact that they're on a losing streak, we saw that coming because they haven't out-yarded anybody all season long. And now they're going to take a rush defense that's very leaky. They allow 4.7 yards a carry. You don't lay points on the road in the National Football League with rush defenses like that. It's almost a 65% fade when you find situations just like that. I don't think just because they have to win or they're playing so crappy that they're due to win. I don't like playing do factors here. I like playing what these numbers say right in front of me here. And if I put tape on the name of these two football teams, I would tell you Minnesota would be the favorite in this contest, just on the body of work this year. Give me the points with the Vikings.
I always say with the do, you hope in one hand and you go do in the other and see which one fills up first.
Yep.
Just because the team has to or should or they got to win this doesn't mean they do. That's for sure. Matt Fargo.
Yeah, I kind of lean Philadelphia, just like what you said about the the last game they played against the Giants. It was horrible. They should come out a little bit inspired, I would think. And I'm not sure who's quarterbacking for Minnesota yet. Do we know? Is it Wentz or is it going to be J.J. McCarthy? I think they're splitting snaps during practice during the week, so I don't think it's been determined who is actually going to start for them. And
it might be safe to say they have a two-headed quarterback situation going on there now, if McCarthy's healthy, right?
I don't know if he is, but I mean, I have no hard conviction on either side, really. So I would lean Philly just based on they need to turn things around.
So I'm more inclined now hearing that we have maybe a J.J. McCarthy sighting because that guy's been absolute trash.
Right.
He's been trash. At least Wentz, you saw him come in as a veteran and do a couple things there. And, we've seen some of these backups do things when they come into games. And we got one right now we're going to talk about. Packers in Arizona. We saw a backup last week for Arizona come in and nearly pull an upset in Indianapolis with who's that? Tyrod Taylor? No, Jacoby Brissett or Taylor? Who's their backup over there? Taylor's on the Jets. He's going to get a shot soon enough, I believe. Or is he on the Jets or the Giants, Tyrod Taylor? No, I don't know.
He's on the Jets, yeah.
6.5. I want to take Arizona here. Did I even pull them this week? I might have taken them. I did not take them yet. I got a big little star next to them. You get a little boost like that, team feels kind of good about itself. Now, Green Bay's a better defense. And not that you look at the games, but they do have Aaron Rodgers next week coming to town. Is this a flat spot for Green Bay? I think possibly. Arizona, you got a guy in their quarterback who's looking to make a name, whether it's going to be here as a backup or somewhere trying to do something with his career. I'm going to lean to the points in this one, Mark. Again, 6.5. Well, Packers just got to win by a touchdown. Easy money. Arizona stinks.
Well,
I don't know.
When you talk National Football League and you talk 6.5 or 7 points, that's a lot of points. It doesn't matter who's playing. It's a lot of points. Sometimes if the Jets are involved, that may not be enough. But in a case like this with Arizona, this team has not raised the white flag. They don't show any signs of quitting. The last 2 football games have been solid stat games for this football program. They've just found ways to lose these games that the last 2 games they played late in the game. Both of their – go back and look at their losses by 1, by 3, by 2, and by 4. All 4 are 1-point losses. They're just losing in the worst possible ways down late stretch in the football games. This is way too many points for Green Bay to have to lay on the road against a team that is still trying hard.
Yeah, let's see. Matt, it's up to you here. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm leading with the points as well. I have this power ranked as Green Bay -3, and it's up to 6.5, 7.
Right.
Yeah, I think Arizona got a good old shot in the arm last week. I think they're still playing hard, as Mark said. And I mean, can we look at the possible Aaron Rodgers narrative? Green Bay's at Pittsburgh next week.
Yeah.
Possible look ahead.
I agree. I'm going to load it. Official show pick, Arizona plus 6.5. Arizona plus 6.5. I'm putting a couple things just here in the chat. Or I'm not in the chat. They're going to be bannered up here in a second. Just where our picks are so far in NFL and college football. Arizona plus 6.5. So we got a two-piece in NFL right now and a couple in college footies. And we might have to just branch out. Well, we got another one coming in here. Florida, Mississippi State. John likes the Bulldogs versus the Gators. Let's find this one here on the board, time-wise and everything like that. I don't know what time it is. Let's scroll.
4:15.
4 o'clocker?
4:15, yeah.
There we go. 9.5, 51.5. Florida A&M took it to them last week. I think this is too many points. I mean, Billy Napier was already on the hot seat. I know they pulled out the win over Texas. That being said,
only FBS win, by the way, this year, Texas.
Yeah. Mississippi State off their bye week. I mean, okay. Listen, they're a 10-point favorite for a reason. But spot-wise and everything else, situationally, you got to look at Mississippi State. We're going to 9.5 for Mississippi State. Sign me up. Sign me on Mississippi State here.
I agree with you.
I agree with you. It's actually, this is one of my premium plays this week. Mississippi State has been a pleasant surprise. They're 0-2 in the SEC. I get that. But, I mean, they took Tennessee to the brink. They go to overtime? I think they went to overtime. Yes, they lost by 3, nonetheless. And they're top 50 in EP on both sides of the ball. They're playing well in Florida. I mean, Florida got manhandled by A&M. And it's granted, so did Mississippi State. But Mississippi State's getting 9.5. Is that what it's up to now?
Yeah.
I think yeah. So, yeah, I think it's way too many points. Florida, we thought maybe coming off that Texas game, they might have something left in the tank. I think they're done.
I agree. I thought they'd have a little something like a little pep in the step, like, all right, we got one. Let's keep it going. Not meant to be. Not meant to be there, Mark.
I think we're going to have an agreement on this football game with Mississippi State. I'm only assuming we are. Sean, I don't know if I've heard your side of the game yet. I've heard some comments, but you got a Florida team here. Obviously, we're just waiting for the guillotine to fall on Billy Napier. Yep. it's going to be it's all going to come and be dependent upon when the boosters can round up enough money to make this buyout work, because he's not long for this job, and the players sense that. They know that. They're not playing with any enthusiasm whatsoever. Mississippi State's 4-2 this football season. They have their eyes dead on a bowl game, and that's a good 4-2 they are. Those numbers Matt pointed out is all about who they've been this football season here. I've got to play Mississippi State in this game, and if they win this game straight up, I am not going to be surprised.
There we go. Trifecta, because I'm on Mississippi State myself here. Let's go. Plus 9.5 official show pick, college football. There you have it. Another win. So that's so far. We got Bama -8, Rutgers 17.5, Mississippi State plus 9.5. So 2 doggies and a fave so far. I'll put them in the chat as well. You might as well just do it now. We can talk about it. We'll talk about it. So Georgia is making the cut here. We didn't talk about this game today, but it is in another show we did earlier this week. So I'm saving you instead of me telling you to go. If you want to watch the whole video, go watch the whole video. I'm just I'm a nice guy. I'm feeling generous today with all the free picks here. There's Georgia, big name for you. Bama at 8 and 8.5, Rutgers plus 17.5, Mississippi State plus 9.5. NFL picks. We did a show the other day. Again, you're getting it for free. San Francisco minus 2.5, Jets plus 1.5, Arizona plus 6.5. So those are those for now. Those are those for now for everybody to enjoy. We'll jump into some more here in a second. Let's see. Any other nothing right now, Kamala. So let's find a game. Or listen, you're watching. If you haven't already, hit the like. A lot on the X, a few here on the YouTube channel. We're showing 14 likes and 11 watching. So that's good. People came in, they hit the like button, got the free picks, and rolled on out of here. We appreciate that. Are we missing any marquee games here left in college football? I don't really think there's any. We covered pretty much all the big schools or the big matchups, right? We got the Clemson game, quarterback situation there. We did we didn't do Georgia, Mississippi. If you guys
can I throw one out there, Sean?
Go ahead. Throw something I was going to say. Go for it.
And I think this will be a bit of a semi-marquee game. I think that a lot of people will enjoy watching this. Arizona State's going to host Texas Tech, the hottest team in America, this Saturday in the desert. And I heard that Leavitt, who missed the game last week, has been practicing well and will play in this football game. And if he does, I'm going to say Arizona State straight up in this football game.
Arizona State straight up.
Yes. If Leavitt's starts this football game, Arizona State in the upset. All undefeated football teams eventually play a clunker. Now, whether they lose the game or don't, it's statistically, or they lose the game, eventually there's a clunker. They win a game, perhaps they shouldn't. And I think this is that game for Texas Tech this particular week. You've got an Arizona State football team that hasn't lost a home game in 2 years. And here comes Texas Tech with all this notoriety coming into this football contest here. And they've been a really, really good home dog, if you will. Just 34-20 in the blind to Arizona State. They love taking points at home. Give me the points with Arizona State, and I'll play them on a money line.
Yeah, I guess I got to put that in the chat as Arizona State here and the points, because the conviction of the money line just has to guarantee the play makes it for the show here for that. That's a strong, I don't think you've come out and said, let's go all in like that in the game so far this season. So we got to respect that one. Arizona State plus the 7 point. I'm putting a 7 in there as opposed to the money line. We got to get some wins first here. We need straight up wins. Okay. Listen, I'm one that's thinking, you know what? Is it time to get some Texas Tech futures? Are their odds going to go down for the championship to win it all, national championship, the way they've been playing? And Mark comes in here and just says, I'm going to douse you at fire because Arizona State's winning this guy. What do you think, Matt?
I like it. Plus 250. That's juicy. I agree. I think it's a very tough spot for Texas Tech. I had them a few weeks ago when they went to Utah. They blew out the Utes. It was close for a while, though. So overall, they played a schedule ranked 114, while Arizona State has played a schedule ranked 21. So Arizona State's played a tougher schedule. They're coming off a bad loss against Utah, but Levitt did not play last week. And he is on pace to play this week. So, yeah, I'm not sure about money line, but I'll take the points definitely.
They made the show. It made the show. There you go.
I mean, it's come down. It was 10.5. Actually, it was 11.5 on Wednesday when I did this printout. So it's come down.
It's all about Levitt. It's
probably the Levitt news. Yeah.
It's probably official that he's in then. Yep. I like that.
You know, it's funny here. We pushed the show back a half hour. Like, you know what? We seem to get a lot of second half visitors. And, of course, here the second half, over the 100 views here again in the second half of the show. It doesn't make a difference what time we start. It's the same thing happens. Whatever. That's just me talking out loud as I look at the numbers come across the top of the screen here. That's it. An hour. Alabama, 8.5. Rutgers plus 17.5. Mississippi State plus 9.5. Arizona State plus 7. You want to do some money line there? Sure enough. Georgia from a previous video, in case you're interested in that. You can check out all the videos here at gamblersworld.net and Winner Circle YouTube channel. NFL, San Fran, the Jets, and Arizona. Unless you want to add something else here on the NFL. Anybody got anything you want to throw in there as an extra one? Or it doesn't have to be. We gave out a bunch today anyway. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games.
I'm good on the NFL. I don't think it's a real deep card personally, so I don't want to go fishing in shallow water.
I agree. Some days are better than the others. Mark, tell us what you got going on this weekend at gamblersworld.net.
Well, I've got a once-a-month 5-star college football game of the month going. It's locked and loaded right now, and this is a juicy, juicy dog that is going to win this football game. That's all I can tell you. It's at Gamblers World right now, and I got also a handful of other plays on the college and pro football cards. Check it out, gamblersworld.net.
There you go. You see Mark's on a nice little run there with his NFL as well. Cash in at the 4-1 run there. Not bad. 55%. Last time I checked, it's pretty good. Don't fall for the Discord crap nonsense where I'm a 77-2 as we're not doubling up here, folks. That's nonsense. Nonsensical crap. Matt Fargo, what do you got for us this weekend?
I have one game going tonight. Saturday, I have a massive card, biggest of the season. 14 games going on Saturday. And Sunday, I have 6 games going. I've posted 3 already, and the other 3 will be going up this afternoon at gamblersworld.net. Go get that long-term pass because the NBA tips off on Tuesday.
Matt's number 3 in the money last 30 days NFL, loaded up college football. He's also number 1 in Major League Baseball, so there is baseball in case you're interested in baseball action. Me, I don't have a 14 spot. Usually I'm pretty heavy in college, but I do have a 7 spot, so a little short this weekend. But I'm off to a 4-1 start with college this week, so we'll see how we go from there. There we go. Having a good season overall. Baseball, I'm number 2 to this guy over here. I think I'm number 3 in college football. But there's that. It is what it is. Gamblers rolled that for our best top plays, premium action. 3 738 packages guaranteed. Best way to go. 30-day all-inclusive. Get all of Mark's top NHL action. The man is legendary when it comes to the hockey. I'm just kidding. There'll be no hockey from Marc Lawrence, but there'll be plenty of NFL and college football. Doug might have it. Doug Upsall will take care of the ice for you. But for us, football, center stage here on the weekend. Good seeing you, fellas. Good luck this weekend. And good luck to everybody in the chat. Thanks for popping by. We will see you next week. Good luck, everybody.
Best of luck, guys. Look forward to next week. Thank you then. Bye-bye.